Hi students, welcome to Python Programming Lab Series. I am Dr. K. Varada Rajkumar, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, AIML, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In this session, we will see how to work with lists and tuples in Python. In this session, we will see introduction to lists and tuples, characteristics of lists and tuples, and we see how to create list and tuple in Python and how to access list and tuple values, and we see different methods in list and tuple, and finally we see 4 example programs. Outcome of this lecture: at the end of this lecture, you all are understand the concepts, characteristics and operations of lists and tuples, including their structure and built-in methods, and apply list and tuple methods to perform operations like accessing, updating and manipulating data in real-world scenarios. Introduction to lists and tuples. You remember that both list and tuple both are same. The only difference is the list is mutable and tuple is immutable. Let us see. Lists and tuples are built-in data structures in Python used to store collection of items. So collection of items means it is similar to array in C programming. So for example, if I define a list like this, list 1 equals to, here I am going to give all the list items. So for example, here I am giving Ravi, here MLR rating, here I am giving 2025. Okay, so now this is the list 1. Now this list 1, we say that it is a collection of different items here. So these are the items Ravi, MLR rating and 2025. So lists are mutable. That means we can modify after creation, while tuples are immutable. So once you assign, store data, so furtherly we cannot modify. So both allow storing elements of different data items. In C, array will store only similar data items, but in Python the list and tuples we use it to store different data items. That means, so this is the string 2025 is int. You can store floating values like 15.63. That means in Python we can store different data items. Okay. So characteristics of lists and tuples. So these are the different characteristics. So mutability, syntax, performance and use case. So these are the data type. One is a list, another one is tuple. So list is mutable, tuple is immutable. List we define with the help of square bracket, tuple we define with the help of normal bracket. So performance slower due to mutability, so faster due to immutability in tuple. Use cases: when data needs modification, then we use list. When data should remain constant, then we use tuple. If for example here I am defining two lists, L1 and T1. Now L1 I try to store some list elements like this, Ravi, here I am giving MLR 80 and 2025. Okay, same I define as a tuple means use normal bracket, and these are the items Ravi, MLR 80, 2025. Okay, so now mutable means if I try to add anything, L1 dot append. Now I want to append new item. For example, here I want to add month, for example March. So this is possible when you define this data structure as a list. But here if you try to append anything in tuple, so this is not allowed. Why? So this tuple is immutable. So once you create the tuple, so furtherly we cannot modify. So mutability, if the list it is immutable, if the tuple it is immutable. Syntax for creating list square bracket, for tuple use normal bracket. So coming to performance, it is slow because it is mutable. Coming to tuple, it is faster because it is immutable. Once we assign the data, furtherly we cannot modify. So use case. So based on your situation, for example, you want to store the data, that data you can modify frequently. Then you define the data items as a list. So coming to tuple, if the items are constant, then you consider those data items as a tuple. So creating lists and tuples. So how to create list using square bracket. So how to create the tuple using normal bracket. Okay, but we can create tuple using another method using list constructor and tuple as a constructor. Okay, so here the method one using brackets, square bracket and parenthesis. So here this is the student info 1 is variable name. Now in this I am storing Ramu 20 CSC AIML 8.5. So these are the items. Now how I define? By using the square brackets. Now I create another tuple student record 1. Here I am defining this Ravi 21 ECE 9.0 with parenthesis. Okay, so now the type of the student info 1 is list. So coming to student record 1 is tuple. Another way to create list and tuple is use this list method and tuple method. Okay, so simply you define these data items and in front you use list method. Similarly, if you use tuple, then the type of the variable become as a tuple here. Okay, so this is how to create the lists and tuples in Python. Next, accessing list and tuple elements. In C, how we access the elements in array using indexing. Similarly, here also elements are accessed using indexing. The starting index is 0. Okay, here, so this is the student info 1. I defined this as a square bracket with square brackets. So this is list. Now the first item index is 0. Second item index is 1. Third item index is 2. Fourth item index is 3 now. So similarly, student record 1, this I defined as a tuple. Now Ravi index 0, 21 index 1, ECE index 2, 9.0 index 3. Now if I print student info 1 of 2. Now what is the 2 here? CSC AIML. So similarly, if I print student record 1, now it prints EC. So we use slicing to extract sublists or subtuples. So for example, this is the list Ravi, Ramu, Sita, Ramana, Ravan, Hanuman. Now from this, I want to extract a sublist. So for example, I want to extract from Sita to Ravan. Now what is the starting? 0, 1, 2. Index is 2. So I want up to 4. So I specify 5 here. Okay, 4 plus 1. Okay. Now print list 1, 2 colon 5. So this is the slicing operator. So 2 means now it prints Sita, Ramana and Ravan. List and tuple methods. So these are the some of the methods. So first method is append. So this append method we use to add an element at the end of the list. Remove. It removes a specific element from the list. Count. So count method we use to count occurrences of a particular item in a list. Index. It returns index of a particular item in the list or tuple. Sort. Sorts list elements in a list. Now coming to first one. So this is the example for append. Student info 1. So this is the list Ramu 20 CSCML 8.5. The variable name is student info 1. Now I want to append place Hyderabad. Now how? Use the method append. Student 1 dot append Hyderabad. Okay, now here, so Hyderabad will add at the end of the list here. Okay. So similarly, remove. Now I want to remove this 20. How? Student info 1 dot remove item here to specify the item. Now this will be removed from the student info 1. Count. So count we use in both list and tuple, but append and remove are not allowed in tuple. Why? So tuple is immutable. So counts here, this is the list 2. These are the inputs 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 56, 35, 18, 19, 18, 45, 20. Now I want to know that how many times 20 is in the list 2. Then we use count method. Count 20 is the item. Now 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the expected output. Okay. Here next index. So this is the list 1. Ravi, Ramu, Sita, Ramana, Ravanan, Hanuman. Now I want to know the index of the item Sita. Then how? List 1 dot index. Now what is the index of Sita? 0, 1, 2. Now 2 is the expected output. Okay. Now sort. This sort method we use to sort list elements. Now this is the elements in the list 2. If you use list 2 dot sort. So all the elements in list 2 is in sorted order. Iterating over lists and tuple. For I in list 1, print I value. That's it. For example, the list 1 is so 10, 50, 30, 40. Now in first iteration, 10 is assigned to I. So output is 10. In next iteration, 50. Now print I means 50. Next iteration 30. Next iteration 40. That's it. We can iterate the lists or tuples with the help of index also. So what's the length of list 1 here? The length of list 1 is 4 here. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3. In first iteration, 0 is assigned to I. So it prints list 1 of I. List 1 of 0. So it prints 10. Next iteration, list 1 of 1. So it prints 50. Next iteration 30. Next iteration 40. Okay. So this is the way we use to iterate the items in a list. Okay. Here I create list in two ways. One is using square bracket. Another one is with the help of constructor. Okay. So similarly, tuple I create with the help of parenthesis, normal bracket, and with the help of tuple constructor. Now here I am printing the list. What is the list name? Student info 1. Second list name is student info 2. So tuple 1 name is student record 1. Tuple 2 name is student record 2. So if I print here, this is the output. Okay. Now how to access? I want to print the CSC AIML. Now CSC AIML index is 2 now. So it prints the output as a CSC AIML. Similarly, this is the tuple student 1 record 1 of 2. It prints EC. Now here slicing. So list 1 2 colon 5. So this is the list 1. Ravi, Ramu, Sita, Ramana, Ravan and Hanuman. Now 2 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 to 5 means 2 to 4 we print. So output is Sita, Ramana, Ravan. So this is the output. Sita, Ramana, Ravan. So next append. Append Hyderabad. For student info 1. So here, so we are going to append Hyderabad. So this is the output. After appending Hyderabad, this is the student info dot append one. Okay. Now we see that here student record 1. Now actually this student record 1 I defined as a tuple. Okay, this is the tuple. If I try to append here, we get error message. Why? Tuple are immutable. So if you observe here, so this is the error we got. Okay, so tuple object has no attribute append. Okay, so once you create the tuple, we cannot modify further. Here remove method. So remove, after removing this 20, so this is the student info 1. Okay, here again I try to remove 23 from tuple. So tuple is immutable, so we will get error message. Okay, so next here I'm taking list 2. I want to count 20. So 20 how many times? 3 times. So it prints 3 as output. So next, the count function will work on tuple also. So here I want to count 18. So the output is 2 here. Now I want to print the index of Sita. So I use the method index. So it prints 2 as output. So this is the list 2. Okay. So here I apply the function sort. So this is the output after sorting 10, 10, 18, 18, 90, 20, 20, 20, 30, 35, 45, 56. Now this is the how to iterate the items in list 1. Now for I in list 1, what is the list 1 here? So what is the list 1? Ravi, Ramu, Sita, Ramana, Ravan, Hanuman. We print the items in list with the help of for loop. So here in second example, we are printing with the help of index here. The same output we will get. Okay. So now we see different programs. So first program related to find maximum minimum values in a list. Now this is the list. Now the expected output is if you print the max element. What is the max element in these numbers? 89. So what is the min element? 2. So this is the output. So this is the program to print max and minimum. So directly we print with the help of max and min function. Okay. Without using these predefined functions, we write a code like this. Here we are taking two variables. One is largest and another one is smallest. So this instruction we use to read the elements from the keyboard. I hope already you are aware of this instruction. So this is the list 1. So here I am taking two variables. One is largest, another one is smallest. So initially I am considering first number as a both largest and smallest. So 10, 10. Now here we iterate the list numbers for num in numbers. So now num becomes first number. What is the first? 10. Now here we are writing num 10 greater than 10 false. Next go to this if function 10 less than 10 false. So next iteration, what is the num value? 20. So 20 greater than 10, yes, true. So update the largest with 20. So next num 20 less than smallest. What is the small? 10. So 20 less than 10 false. So next iteration num becomes 30. 30 greater than 20, yes, true. So update largest, so it becomes a 30. So next here 30 less than 10, no, it is false. So next iteration it becomes 5. 5 greater than 30, false. 5 less than 10, true. So update this small with 5. In next iteration 50. So here num 50 greater than 30, yes, true. So update here. So now largest is 50. 50 is less than 5, false. So next value num 45. So 45 greater than 50, false. 45 less than 5, false. So the largest value is 50, smallest is 5. Here we are printing those values. So one is largest, so it prints 50 and smallest is 5. And you print directly with the help of max function also. max and min function. So let us execute this program to find max and minimum. So enter the elements, for example 67, 89, 45, 23, 11, 90, 76, 89, 96. Now what is the max value? 96. The min value is 11. So 96, 11. Okay. So program 2, so reverse a list without using reverse function or slicing. So this slicing function we use to print the elements in reverse order. Okay. Now this is the input 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So here we are writing the program for reverse. So the expected output is 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So here we are going to write without this reverse and slicing. So this is the program to reverse a list without using reverse or slicing. Here I am taking the variable numbers. In this I am storing the numbers, for example 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. So now this is the variable numbers. This is the list. Okay. So now here I am taking one variable reverse numbers empty list. So this is the reverse number is empty list. Okay. So now for I in range of, so remember this instruction. This instruction we use to access the elements from last to first. Here length of numbers. What is the length of numbers here? Numbers is list. Length means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 5 minus 1 means range of 4 comma minus 1 comma minus 1. Now this we use to traverse from last element to first element. Okay. Now for I in range of 4 comma minus 1 comma minus 1. So now reverse numbers dot append numbers of I. What is numbers of 4 here? What is I value in first iteration? 4. So numbers of 4 is 50. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 50 appended here. So next iteration, what is a minus 1 here? The step is minus 1. So 4 become as 3. So numbers of 3 append here 40. Next 30, 20, 10. After it become as a 0. So the loop will be terminated. Okay. Now we are printing the reverse number. What is the reverse number? 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 is output. Okay. So let us execute this program. Okay. Give the input. I am giving the input 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now what is the expected output? 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Reverse order. So program 3. So remove duplicates from a list. So this is the list. In this list, 34 is duplicate, 56 is also duplicate. So remove these duplicate values. The remaining values are 34, 56, 78, 67, 98. Now this is the program to remove duplicates from a list. So duplicates means, for example 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now it removes the duplicates and it stores as a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is the expected output. Here, this is the numbers. These are the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here I am taking one empty list to store unique numbers. Initially it is empty. Item in numbers. Now what is item? 10. Okay, item is 10. If item 10 not in unique numbers, 10 not in unique numbers, so append the item. So 10 here. That's it. Next iteration it becomes 10. If item 10 not in unique numbers, but here 10 is in unique numbers, so skip this instruction and again it becomes as a 20. So 20 not in unique numbers, yes, so append. Next iteration 20. So 20 not in unique numbers, false, so skip. Next iteration it becomes 30. So 30 not in unique numbers, yes, so append. Next 40, so 40 not in unique numbers, so append. Next 50, 50 not in unique numbers, so append. That's it. We removed duplicate values from the list here. If you print unique numbers, it prints output as a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's it. So let us execute this program. 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, this is the output. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So without duplicate values. So example 4. So find common elements in two lists. So this is the list 1. So this is list 2. So 45, 67, 34, 23, 10, 56 in list 1. 76, 34, 23, 58, 98, 1, 2, 3 in list 2. Now if you observe, the common elements are 34, 23. Okay, so 34, 23, 34, 23. So the common elements are output. So the output is 34, 23. Find common elements in two lists here. So this is the list 1, list 2. So for example, the list 1 equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So list 2, 60, 70, 10, 20, 80. Now common elements are 10, 20. This is the expected output. Okay, now common. I am taking one variable common. Initially this is empty. Now for item in list 1, what is item? 10. Item in list 2, same. The 10 in list 2, 10 is in list 2, yes, it is true. And item not in common, yes, it is also true. Item not in common. So append 10 here. In next iteration, 20. So 20 in list 2, yes, it is true. So 20 not in common, yes, it is also true. So append 20 here. Next 30. So 30 is in list 2, no, false. So item become as a 40 now. 40 not in list 2, so it is false. So then 50. So 50 not in list 2, so that is end of the for loop. That's it. Now if you print the common elements, then it prints 10, 20 as output. Okay. So coming to summary of the session. In this session, we learn two data structures in Python. One is list, another one is tuple. So lists and tuples are used to store collection of items. Lists are mutable, tuples are immutable. Lists are defined with the help of square brackets. So tuples are defined with the help of parentheses, normal brackets. So list support modification because it is mutable. So tuple don't support this modification because it is immutable. So use lists when data needs to change and tuples if the data is fixed. I hope you all are understand both the data types, list and tuple in Python. So these two are very important data structures in Python. So if you have any doubts, so place your doubts in the comment section. I will answer all your doubts. Thank you.